Well, Secretary Clinton, I'm Peter. I was an embed on your plane in '08.
Yeah, and look how successful in everything you are today.
Yeah, I'm on an internet phone now.
I never thought I would run for office. When I was in junior high school, I wanted to be a journalist. I had a column in the junior high newspaper.
Wait, you had hot takes?
Yeah, well, I mean, the food, whether anybody would eat it or not, and those kinds of things.
So to really understand how these two candidates tick, we need to wind back the clock. The essence of their character was formed long ago. Park Ridge, Illinois, a bucolic suburb of Chicago, where a young Hillary Clinton grew up. Hillary had a stern father. She was raised Methodist, and she played by the rules. Hillary Clinton grew up in that house right there. She was on the student council, the student paper, she was an honor student, but the most interesting thing about Hillary Clinton as a kid, she was a Republican.
You have to understand our lives then. Everybody in Park Ridge was a Republican. You know, I mean, it was a conservative community. She's woke.
Point out you and Hillary, how about that?
All right, here I am.
Okay.
And here's Hillary.
Did she have a boyfriend in high school?
She always had really smart guys who were also jocks.
Smart jocks?
Yeah.
I was a smart jock too. See? While Hillary Clinton was getting straight A's in Illinois, Donald Trump grew up privileged. His father Fred made a killing in New York real estate, and Donald wanted to be just like his dad. Why? Well, we wanted to ask him, but Trump didn't want to do an interview.
His father was a very, very brutal man. Super demanding, utterly unemotional, and he was tough. It's a tough environment to grow up in.
But we know that Trump Sr. instilled in his son a black and white view of the world. There were winners and there were losers.
Oh, we're gonna win so big.
Many back then knew Trump as a bully and a troublemaker. He once bragged that he punched his music teacher in the face. So his dad did what you did with unruly kids back then. He shipped young Donald off to military school. At New York Military Academy, Trump was tall, well-liked, a decent baseball player, and he had to live by a strict code of conduct. You got demerits for having porn,
grab him by the pussy,
bad haircuts, loud talking.
Get him out of here now!
In military school, you scored points by being macho, by being a tough guy.
You take your punches. It helped teach him how to take a punch and give a punch back. If you watch him, he uses his height and his bulk to attack.
His class even voted Trump ladies' man. Clearly, he still takes that to heart.
hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump's military school experience only galvanized his obsession with power and his win-at-all-costs mentality. Right around the same time, Hillary Clinton went off to the all-female Wellesley College in Massachusetts.
I showed up as a Republican, but then I began to really read and study, and I realized I identified more with Democrats after that.
What kind of person were you in college, like on a Friday and Saturday night?
I went to lots of dances. We called them mixers in those days, you know, men and boys and girls and women mixing.
When she wasn't at mixers, Hillary was starting to think about the world in a more serious way.
Given everything that was going on in the 60s, President Kennedy's assassination, civil rights, women's rights, all of that really touched me deeply, and I thought, you know, I want to do my part.
Her classmates picked her to be the first ever student graduation speaker at Wellesley. And on the big stage, she delivered.
And the challenge now is to practice politics as the art of making what appears to be impossible possible.
This formative speech about the importance of protest and social justice made her a national celebrity overnight. She kind of liked the attention. Trump went to college too, but his sights were always set on winning big in New York City. His biggest mentor was his lawyer, Roy Cohn.
When Donald Trump was sued for racial discrimination in their Brooklyn apartments, Roy Cohn said to him, don't settle. Deny, deny, deny. And that became a core ethic of Donald Trump's life.
And people haven't seen me go into a corner and put my thumb in my mouth and say, I give up, I give up. I mean, this kid doesn't give up.
These two wildly different paths are now converging at a historic moment, but don't forget where they came from. Just ask Donald. He told a biographer, and this is not a joke, when I look at myself now and I look at myself in first grade, I'm basically the same. The temperament is not that different. He's right, which is totally terrifying.